Man, it's your boy Flipp Dwight representing Humboldt Park. You're now tuning in to Chicago Street TV.
We coming in through the back cause we the ones imperial. Let's go. I'm a gangster in this bitch, but I ain't throwing up the race. Free CK, Fat Joe, this be building and Drake. Did my work up in this bitch. Got no tats up on my face. Got this gang.
You want to let the fans and the audience know what part of Chicago you're from?
I'm from Humboldt Park.
And for those that ain't from Chicago, you want to let us know what exactly is Humboldt Park?
What exactly Humboldt Park? Humboldt Park, all Puerto Rican, baby, you know? Shit, but you know, Humboldt Park, you know, got his ins and his outs, good and his bad. You know what I'm saying?
So what was the neighborhood like in your experience growing up there and what it is like right now?
I mean, I ain't really grew up in Humboldt Park my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, kind of grew up in the north side, you know what I'm saying? And then when I was probably like 15, 16, I moved to Humboldt Park area. So, I mean, from then until now, of course, you know, everything changed, you know, with the gentrification and all that. You know, obviously things ain't the same, you know what I'm saying? But it's still, you know, it's still some bullshit out there, 100%, you know what I'm saying?
You mentioned it's a Puerto Rican neighborhood, so what it is now, like, what are your thoughts on gentrification?
I mean, at the end of the day, the gentrification is bogus because, you know, you got, obviously, the people that have been living there their whole life, things be changing, you know, property taxes going up, whatever, and then, you know, now the people that got money, you know, they pushing them out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of bogus, but it is what it is, though, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, change is good, though. I ain't gonna say that, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we don't need no change. Change is always good, for sure.
And for those that don't know, I'm sure you get this asked a lot, but what exactly is your ethnicity?
I am Puerto Rican and Colombian, all day.
Do you know exactly like what parts of Puerto Rico or Colombia your family is from?
Man, my mom, rest her soul, she was from Ponce, and then my father was from Bogota.
So it's kind of rare out here in Chicago we see like people that are from like Colombia or even that are like mixed of two ethnicities. Do you get asked that a lot or told that a lot?
About my ethnicity?
Yeah, being mixed.
I mean, yeah, I get mistaken for a lot of things, you know? Like, some people say I'm Mexican, or if I'm talking to somebody over the phone, if I never met them, they'll think I'm, you know, I'm black, just because the way I talk, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I get a lot of like, oh, you're like a white boy a lot, you know what I'm saying? But until I tell them like, hey, I'm Puerto Rican and Colombian, then the whole script just changed right there.
So having a Puerto Rican mother and a Colombian father, growing up, what type of music would you hear them listening to, or at the family parties, what would you hear a lot?
The man, to be honest, like, I'm gonna be 100, like, my OG passed away when I was a baby, and then, you know, my real father wasn't really around, so I was really living with, like, family members, but really, like, the music, you know, like Christmas, you know, around the holiday time, they play that Puerto Rican music and all that shit that they play, and you know what I'm saying, all that. But like, really, like growing up though, like I listened to like a lot of like Too Short, you know, 8-Ball MJG, you know, like Master P, Tupac, you know, like the No Limit when the No Limit was No Limit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what really like I listened to.
So you mentioned a couple of hip hop and rap legends right there. What made you want to get involved in the rap game?
Man, like to be honest, a lot of people don't know this, but like my favorite rapper, like 50 Cent G-Unit. So like when 50 Cent came out, you know what I'm saying, that just changed the script with everything. Cause you know, I was in the streets heavy, you know what I'm saying? So like around 2002, 2001, around that time, like I was in the streets heavy as a youngin'. So like when the 50 Cent came out, like, I don't know, it's just the style and just I don't know. And then when the G-Unit came out, you know, it was a rap from there, you know what I'm saying?
So when you told your friends and family and people close to you, when you told them that you decided that you want to get in the rap game, what were their thoughts on that?
I mean, you know, I had a lot of mixed reactions because, you know, a lot of people like, yeah, you know, you could do it. A lot of people like, ah, nigga, you suck. Or nah, nigga, nah. Or, you know, like, you'll get that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was like for me, and the fact that I had motherfuckers like, talking their little side shit or whatever, and that made me want to go harder. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So now being involved in the rap game, what made you go with the rap name Flipp Dwight?
Man, so a lot of people don't know this. So like back then when I first started rapping, you know what I'm saying? I went by the name of Bugs Money. But later on, like throughout the years, you start getting a little, you start, developing more skill and being more experienced, and you having that, that little artist development. You start, okay, I need to change some things up. So I had to start rapping for a minute, just to get my personal life in order, get the bag right, do what I need to do. And then what really made me come up with the name Flipp Dwight was I really looked at my background, like as far as like my arrest background, I got arrested for manufacturing delivery, stuff like that. I was really out there hustling, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't fuck around no more, so we're gonna, put that on the record. But, I was doing my thing and shit. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna call myself Flipp Dwight. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. And that's where it came from, and it just stuck ever since.
So you had mentioned that you changed your rap name at one point, but during that transition you had taken a gap. Do you want to talk about why it is that you took a gap from the rap game?
Yeah, so soon as I dropped the AIGN anthem, I started working on obviously Real as a Guest and then 700. I was gaining the momentum, Then I found out, wifey got pregnant, and that's my firstborn son. So, that kind of put a pause on things because I needed to get shit right, for my son. This rapping shit, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man for anything. I'm going to make sure my priorities are straight and for sure make sure my son good. Because, doing this music stuff, the videos and the recording, the interviews, how we're doing right now, everything take time. So I ain't want none of that time to be taken away from my son, from me raising my son, how I'm supposed to do it, you know what I'm saying? Since, I ain't never had my father growing up. I just wanted to be the person I needed when I was younger, that's all.
You want to talk about your track, As Real as It Gets, and what's the meaning behind it?
Man, shit, as real as it gets, I want to be 100, that shit is just to show motherfuckers, tell motherfuckers, like, you know what I'm saying, this is what it is, like, I'm not fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Like, point blank period. Like, if you know, you know what I'm saying? If you smart, you listen to the lyrics, you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just it.
Is there any, like, artists, not just rappers, just in general, is there any artists or one specific artist or anything like that that you would like to work with one day if you get the opportunity?
Man, there's quite a few. There's quite a few artists, man. I fuck with a lot of Elvy The God shit. I fuck with him too. He got some hits for sure. I fuck with Wakko Dawgs too. Like Wakko Dawgs, yeah, he got that shit too. And then Hypno Carlito from OTF. That's a real genuine nigga, man. That's a real nigga right there. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely would like to work with him too.
So you just mentioned a few Latino rappers. Why do you think it is that a lot of Latino rappers don't get the recognition or the mainstream play as they should, or just people don't see it?
Cause you just said it. Cause we Latinos. Like this is a African American dominated shit here. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Right. So like, of course, like I'm gonna speak the real. Like people are gonna look out for their own or for whoever the fuck they cool with. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be here to sugarcoat shit. You know what I'm saying?
So the Latin and Latino artists that have been successful, majority of them are from California, Texas, Florida, New York. Why do you think Chicago hasn't had any, and that's that our Latino population is really high?
Man, cause everybody wanna be chiefs. Like nobody wanna be an Indian. Everybody, it's like I feel like over here is like crabs in a fucking bucket. Like everybody wanna go for the same shit. Nobody wanna support the next man because they feel that they could do better or they just jealous of the next nigga, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I look at it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
have you been locked up before?
Yeah, I've been locked up Quite a handful of times.
Do you want to talk about what the experience is like to be in jail, or just like the process of getting like checked in?
Man, look, don't go to jail. That's it. Especially if you ain't built for that shit, don't go to jail, bro. Cause you know what I'm saying? As soon as you get in that bullpen, you in the county, like, motherfuckers gonna test you, like, all day. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't built for that shit, you ain't about that action, just don't go to jail. That's all.
So you have mentioned that you've been locked up several times. Is there any incident or story that you would like to tell us or share with us that of why it is that you got locked up?
Man, honestly, like the past 2 times I got arrested was like on some setup shit. Like niggas is straight like snitches out there, like straight bitch ass niggas. Like that's all I gotta tell you. Like that's why I don't have no love for no snitch ass nigga, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause that type of shit put me in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I caught an unlawful possession of a firearm back in like 2010, and I was trying to set it to some people and shit, and they set me up with the police and shit. So I got bumped with that, and then 2017, I caught a manufacturing delivery of a controlled substance. Same thing, man. You know, came from, you know, I got set up, you know, from one guy to the next, and you know what I'm saying. They was watching me for a couple months. And then they just decided to, you know what I'm saying, to grab me, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
When you know you've been watched, or assuming that your phones have been tapped, what goes through your head, or how do you feel on a daily basis?
I mean, strictly paranoia. I mean, it's no other way around it, you know? But now that's the question though, like, do you know, like, did I know that I was? No, I didn't know I was being fucking watched. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker do shit slick. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And, you know, I just got bumped with that.
So during all this process, have you ever been shot or shot at before?
Oh, yeah. I got shot and shot at.
You want to talk about the story about when you got shot?
Oh, man. I ain't finna get into full detail, but I remember I was at a house party. We was going at it with some people, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, alcohol played a major factor. Like, I ain't gonna lie, you know, alcohol and violence, they don't go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you gang banging and shit. But yeah, man, you know, we was going at it with some people, and it spilled out into the street, and, you know, I ended up catching some dude, and, you know, I punching him in his mouth and shit, and, you know, he ended up running, you know, I was trying to get him, and his homie just popped me and shit. Yeah.
So you also talked about not only did you get shot, but you've been shot at before too. For those who've never been in that situation, do you want to let those people know like what it is that goes through your mind when that's happening, and once the whole shooting stops, like what goes through your mind?
Man, when it's happening, your body tends to tense up because you're willing, you know, you're ready to, like, anything can happen. Like, you could catch a bullet, like, anywhere. So, you know, your body just tenses up because you're getting ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And then when it doesn't happen, and, like, you don't get hit, you know what I'm saying, you catch this sense of relief. Like, damn, you know, like, I actually fucking survived that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's fucked up, though, because, you know, that type of shit, you know, we still go back to the same shit. Motherfuckers still go out the game banging. Motherfuckers still go back to, you know, whatever they was doing, you know what I'm saying, prior to them getting shot at or shot. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, everybody, like I said, everybody learns the hard way. Either you're dead or you're in jail. That's what that is.
You have any advice for, like, let's say any, like, young kid or teenager that's thinking, like, damn, you know what? This looks dope or this looks fun. Like, any advice you want to give to any of them that want to or is thinking about joining a gang?
Man, look, don't join a gang, bro. At the end of the day, all these niggas is fake. Everybody fake. Niggas want to fuck your bitch. Niggas want to steal your, you know, try to get your money. Like, niggas, just ain't no honor among thieves, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that shit, like, the motherfuckers you think they're your homies, they not your homies, my nigga, you know? And everybody learned that the hard way, because I was, you know, trust me, I'm thinking, like, man, being in the hood and all that shit. Oh, this is, you know, these are my people. These niggas will never betray me. These niggas will never do this, do that. And, you know, they end up doing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I fuck with a few motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, now it's just getting money, man. Getting money, just take care of your family and just doing that shit, man, you know? But to each his own. Everybody's gonna learn the hard way at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but I'm just saying, out of experience, you know, don't join the game, man. Like, if you're not really built for that shit, man, don't do it.
So I see you got some gold chains on. You want to describe what it is that you got and why it is you got those?
Man, this right here is just Jesus piece right here. I mean, I don't know, you already know, I'm not religious, but, you know, I do believe in God, you know what I'm saying? I don't go to church every Sunday, you know, I can't, you know, I sin like a motherfucker, I just keep it a buck, but I do believe in God, you know, let's keep it 1,000. This is St. Lazarus right here, you know what I'm saying? It don't really got no meaning behind it, I just liked it, you know what I'm saying? I just liked it, and I just bought it, and that's it.
What was your first tattoo you ever got, and at what age you got it at?
Man, the first tattoo I ever got, I had got these 2 pistols on my wrist. I got these 2 guns, and the reason I got them, the reason behind it was, you know, obviously I was young, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was catching niggas and I was hitting niggas one hit a quitter, like, you know what I'm saying? So I remember one day, you know, and obviously, you know, at that time too, like, I was really going to the gym a lot, you know, I was doing my shit, so I was really getting it. So I remember somebody told me, like, man, bro, them your guns right there, them your guns. So, you know, I ended up just tattooing the guns, like, you know, I got one on each hand.
Do you want to let us know what are your top 3 favorite Puerto Rican or Colombian restaurants out in Chicago?
Man, look, I eat all type of shit. I'm not trying to say that, like, I have a favorite, because I really don't have a favorite. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as, like, Puerto Rican and Colombian restaurants, you know, like, I fuck with, like, some spot called Brasa Roja. That's a Colombian restaurant, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you know, Jibaritos y Más. I go to Marcela's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Right there on Fullerton in St. Louis. But to say that I have a top 3 or a favorite, nah, man. I'm a fat boy at heart, so I'm finna eat it all.
You want to let us know if you got any upcoming projects?
I got some upcoming projects. I'm just not going to reveal none yet. I don't want to reveal, you know, who I'm working with or, you know what I'm saying, who I have coming, you know, with me, you know, doing this shit. But, you know what I'm saying, you guys will find out very, very soon for sure.
And for any of the fans or audience that are watching, you want to let them know where they could follow you on all your social media platforms?
Man, Instagram, Flipp_Dwight. Snapchat, Make It Flip. And Facebook, Flipp Dwight, shit. And YouTube, Flipp Dwight. Go check out As Real As It Gets. Go check out 700. And, you know, as we was talking about earlier, man, go check out that AIGN anthem, man.